Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another one here on the channel. This is part 2 of reacting to your cars from my Instagram, or part 8 to reacting to your cars in total. I've recorded part 7 the other day. It hasn't gone live yet because I've got a lot of content to post. Hopefully you have enjoyed that. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if your car wasn't in that one and you sent in your car, it will be in this one. I'm not going to drag on the intro for too long. Leave a like, subscribe. As I've said, they're in no particular order, just the order that I got sent them in. Now, just like the last one, their Instagrams will be on the photo. This one is a Renault Megane. I do like these. I mean, the car looks a bit standard as far as I can see, but they are just good cars. Oh, I say that they're French, and my history with French is that they break down and try to kill themselves. It's a great car, so you've got a lot of potential, but it's a standard car as far as I can see, so there's not much for me to say. Next car is more up my street. It's a RS 200. I absolutely love these. If you haven't watched the channel, I did have a 197, which was still to stay the best car I've ever owned. They're so much fun. It was in this color as well. Obviously this is the 200, so the facelift. I just think value-wise, there's not many cars that can top these Clios. And yes, they have their quirks, they have their problems, but that's why we love French. Next is this mental Mark 7 ST. It looks like it drifts. It looks like he takes it on track days. I respect it highly. Obviously, I've got the Mark 8 ST, and they are good. They are like decent cars, but if you're going for like big power or like performance as a whole, I think the Mark 7 is the way to go down, or the route to go down. So yeah, fair play to you. If I wanted another Fiesta, I'd probably go for the Mark 7. Next is one of my favourite cars on the list. It is this Audi A5, S5. I'm not sure which one it is. Potentially on bags. It sits very low. I'll be surprised if it isn't on bags. Grey with grey wheels. It's good. It works. I'm sure you turn a lot of heads, but it is playing it very safe. I think you could go for like a silver wheel, or like even a white wheel. Just push the boat out a bit. Grey on grey. It works, but as I said, it's a bit too safe. The next car is a Megane swapped not Clio, Twingo. Now, I've actually seen this car in person at Caffeine and Machine last summer. It was incredible. It really does turn some heads. I don't know how quick it is. I think he sent me a long list. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think this is cooler than putting these engines in a Clio. Like putting it in a Twingo is just so sick. I'm all for people like doing something like new and like pushing the boat out. I know I'm one to talk, but yeah, it would be cool if I could do something like that. The next car is a Mark 5 Golf GTI sent in by Toby, who's a good friend of mine. I do like the car. I think the wheels suit it perfect. I like how like the indicators are always on, like they do that in America, I think. Sick car. It's a shame it does get gapped by a Fiesta, but yeah, they are cool. And stay tuned to the channel because I have a thing for golfs, and that is all I will say. Next is an automatic win in my books. It is a Clio. I think this guy's been following the channel for quite a few years now. So firstly, thank you. Secondly, your car's sick. I actually wanted my first one in blue, but as you can see, I got it in black, which I think it still looks cool, but the blue is just cool. And as I said, white wheels, it's better in it. The next car is a Fiesta sent in by Tom. I think he said he lives near me from what I remember. I love Mark 6 Fiesta. I think they're probably one of the best cars that Ford have made. Looks wise, now performance wise, that's up for debate, but yeah, I think they look the best. Obviously being a silver car, it's quite hard like what you can do going forward, because like silver wheels look a bit white wheels don't really match. Black wheels, they're basic in my opinion. So a silver car is quite hard to get like cool colors to match. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'll prove me wrong if you even have any plans for the car. Next is a Ford Ka. It looks like it's wrapped in all sorts of spooky, scary stuff. I believe this car is a one of one. Now the reason I say that is because from what I remember, the gearbox blew up. So she swapped it to a Fiat 500 gearbox, which has 6 gears. So it's the only 6-speed Ford Ka in the country. Maybe. It was by pure chance. It wasn't on purpose. It bolted straight up as far as I'm aware, which is kind of cool. Pointless at the same time, but it does give your car some form of bragging rights. Obviously not to my taste, but it's a first car, and if you're passionate about it, that will shine through. I think it's a first car. Next car is sent in by Harvey. It is a Cooper SR56. Now my mum's got one of these. they break all the time. They are so unreliable, but they're actually my favourite shape, despite all the problems and the issues that come up with them. I love them. This has got like a black and red theme, which is quite cool. I don't think I'd own one though because of all the problems that come along with them. Another Mark II Clio. This one is one of the cooler ones that I've seen from the group. It's a 5-door which has got like 172 bumpers all around. It's been done quite well. White car with white wheels. It's brave. You have to keep on top of the cleaning, but I don't think I'd change a thing about this car. I'm not a fan of 5-door Clios if I'm being picky. I prefer it in a 3-door, but I do rate what you've done. Next is another Clio sent in by Shannon. I know this car just failed its MOT, so that is unfortunate, and I'm pretty sure you were trying to sell the car to me as well. I don't think I'll be taking this car, I'm afraid, but thank you for the offer. Black Clio, the same as mine, black windows. I didn't actually tint my windows. I think they look a bit weird with them tinted. They almost look like a van. Black hubcaps. I'd say maybe get like 172 wheels, something like that, but it's a first car at the end of the day, and you won't get much more fun from a first car than a Clio. We got another Clio. This one is, I love these. It's the Phase 1 Mark II, so it's got like the round headlights. I think these look so cool. This one's quite a rare one. I think it's an RSI or something. I don't really know the ins and outs of it. I know it's sick. I love the car. I'd love a Phase 1 at some point. I am always on the hunt for like a good 172. I prefer the way they look like 100 times over. I don't know if that's because I had the Phase 2 or if I just like them in general. But yeah, this is high up on my list. Next is a Mark 8 Fiesta. I don't know if it's an ST or an ST line. It looks quite changed. I don't like the spoilers. I'm gonna be honest, the spoiler on the roof nor the spoiler on the boot. I'm sure you get a lot of it's a good conversation point. I'm sure a lot of people think it's ugly. I'm sure a lot of people think it's great as well. And at the end of the day, if you're getting people talking, that's what it's all about. Next car is a Polo sent in by Cam. I do like this shape. Is it the 9N or the 6N? I don't know my Polos enough to really speak on it. I do like this shape. I don't think I'd have one. It's just not really to my taste. I like the new Polos. I can appreciate the old ones. They're just a bit too small and square for me. But as I said, I can appreciate them. And this colour is it. I'm not even going to try and say what the colour might be called because I'll be wrong. But it's a red car. I like it. Next is a ST. I'm not a fan of it. It's not an ST, it's an ST line. Completely my fault. I think because I've had so many of the Mark 8 in like black and white, I've kind of tuned myself to only like them in that colour. That being said, I can appreciate it. I can see you've got the pan roof and things like that. So it's a decent spec, but not really to my taste. They are great cars though. I am a bit confused though, because it looks like you've got the ST upgraded headlights. So let me know about that. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but it looks like you've got that, which is like £4,000 to change like afterwards. So if you have, fair play. Next is the internet famous Clio, Corny the Clio 200. I mean, firstly, the cars alone are so sick. What this guy does on TikTok, he's absolutely smashed it, so fair play to him. I think we met through our first car, so he had a Mark II as well. It is good to see the Clio community staying strong and like all kind of sticking together. I like that, and this car is amazing. He's just fitted new seats as well, which is pretty cool. Next is a Clio Mark IV. I'm personally not a fan of the shape of these cars. I think they look a bit too much like a bug. That being said, you're highly passionate about the car, and I think that does show through, so fair play. If you aren't passionate about it, then what is the actual point? But yeah, just not really my kind of car. You've done the car well, but I just don't like the car in general. So there's not really many things that can be done to it that I would like. Next is another Clio. We're flying through the Clios today. It is a Mark III. Is it a TCE? Yeah, of course it is. It's in his Instagram name. I do like these. I don't really get them. I think they're a turbo 1.2, which is cool. Just not really to my taste. Obviously, I've always gone for like the sport Clios other than my first car. But I do know these have like a quite cult following. I don't really know enough about them to speak on them. I can see it's got a pan roof, so it must be okay. We have now got a Focus ST, which obviously being into Fords as I am, I do love these cars. It's just like an ST2 because it's got the cloth seats. I actually prefer the ST2s. They're quite rare to find, and obviously with the seats being the same colour as the car, I just think that's so cool. Obviously, let's not forget the big front mount intercooler on this thing. I'm sure it's pushing some big power. I'm sure it pops and bangs like all the other ones. This is definitely a car I would like to own at some point. I think they just look so cool. Last but by no means least, this is probably the thumbnail of the video. It is this red Polo. I love this thing. It's a 5-door, but it suits it. Again, it's a red car, but it just works. It's quite a simple car, black sunstrip, black wheels with like the chrome lit. Is that the WRC front bumper? I think these look so cool. Not a fan of the rear diffuser. I think the rear lights work well because red lights on a red car look a bit weird, but clear lights do look quite cool. The only thing that I would change personally is the diffuser. Other than that, I love the car, hence why it's the thumbnail. So if you have enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Thank you for both parts, all the likes, all the comments, everything. It has meant a lot. Hopefully I'll see you again. Cheers.